Good morning, student. In last video, I have told you about the Kirchhoff law, cell, combination of cell. Today we will start from Wheatstone bridge. So this is a bridge arrangement of resistance by which resistance of a given conductor can be determined. With the help of this bridge, we can find the value of a known resistor. So here in the diagram, you will see that we have four resistor P, Q, R, S. P and Q are proportional side and R is known resistor and S is unknown resistor. So there are two diagonal of this figure. At one diagonal there is a galvanometer and other diagonal we have a cell. We can interchange the position of galvanometer and cell. So we can find the value of unknown resistance with the help of this bridge, Wheatstone bridge. So at balanced situation of this bridge, the point B and D are at same potential, so there will be no potential difference exists between B and D. So there will be no current in this branch, in the branch which contains this galvanometer. So P and Q will be in series and RS and will be in series, and both these branches are in parallel. So this is a Wheatstone bridge. We can find the value of unknown resistance with this bridge. Now this is a balanced situation. You will see P over Q is equal to R over S. Mathematically, in numerical, if the ratio of two adjacent sides are same, it is said to be the bridge is in balanced position. It means there will be no current in the branch containing galvanometer. So the balanced situation of this bridge will be given by P over Q is equal to R over S. So it is the Wheatstone bridge. Now we have a rheostat. It's a DC controller, current controller. We can control the value of current in a circuit, in a DC circuit, with the help of rheostat bridge. Now we have another device. You have to read it carefully, rheostat. We have another device which is called meter bridge. This bridge is based upon the Wheatstone bridge. So meter bridge is used to find the value of unknown resistor. So if we see this is a resistance box, this is a known resistor and this is unknown resistor S, and P and Q are proportional side. Proportional side means we can express the value of resistor of this branch in the terms of length of this wire. It is called meter bridge because we have a wire of 100 centimeter long. AC is a 100 centimeter long wire, and this is a jockey which is touched at point B. Consider at point B, B is a null point. Null point means in this situation bridge is in balanced situation. So R over S is equal to P over Q. So this is the meter bridge. This is a very important topic relating to numericals. So here some error and their removal you can find. Now we have a potentiometer, another device. It is a very useful device to measuring the EMF of cell, internal resistance of cell, calibrating of ammeter and voltmeter. We can calibrate ammeter and voltmeter with the help of potentiometer. We can find the internal resistance of a cell. We can find the EMF of cell. We cannot use voltmeter for measuring the EMF of a cell. Voltmeter always gives the measurement of potential difference across the plate of cell. It does not give the EMF of cell. So potentiometer is preferable in measuring the EMF than voltmeter because it uses the null method. It means in null situation, at null point, it does not take any current from the cell for which the EMF is determined. So this is potentiometer. We have in calculation, this is V, this is V is equal to I into R, and this is V is equal to K into L. V is directly proportional to L. V is directly proportional to L, and here K is a constant, proportionality constant, which is called K is equal to V over L. This is called potential gradient. We know the potential decreases in the direction of flow of current. So with the help of this potential gradient, which is constant throughout the wire of this potentiometer AB, we can find the value of unknown EMF. Now, sensitivity of potentiometer is another important topic, and this is the determination of internal resistance of primary cell. You can read it. There is a formula for internal resistance. R is equal to capital R. This is a load resistor L1 over L2 minus 1. Now here is the superiority of potentiometer over voltmeter. So you can read it by yourself. Now we will do some numerical problem, solve numerical problem. For driving a current of 3 ampere 5 minutes in an electrical circuit, 1350 joule of work to be done. Find the EMF of source in the cell. So charge flow in the circuit is given by Q is equal to IT. By the definition of electric current, I is equal to Q over T. So we can write Q is equal to I into T. I is 3 ampere and T is 300 second. So the total charge is 900 coulomb. Now we have to find the EMF. So EMF is equal to E is equal to W over Q. W is 1350 over 900. This is 1.5 volt. Now a cell of EMF 1.5 volt and an internal resistance this connected across the resistor. This is E and this is small r, internal resistance. The current in the circuit is 2 ampere. Find the rate of chemical energy consumption of the cell. Rate of energy dissipate inside the cell, rate of energy dissipation in the resistor, and the power output of the cell. Let E be the EMF and R be the internal resistance of cell, and I is the current in circuit. Rate of chemical energy consumption of cell. Rate of chemical energy consumption of cell is E into I. So V into I. This is 3 watt. Rate of energy dissipation, P is equal to I square R. This is 0.4 watt. And rate of energy dissipation in the resistor, load resistor. So P is equal to EI minus I square R. So this is 2.6 watt. Power output of the cell is power delivered to the resistor, that is 2.6 watt. Now a storage battery of a car has an EMF 12 volt. If the internal resistance of the battery is this, what is the maximum current that can be drawn from the battery? So the maximum current is given by I is equal to total EMF over total resistance. So I is equal to E over R plus R. External resistance, for maximum current, external resistance must be 0. For I maximum, R cannot be 0 for a real cell. Okay, always remember, small r cannot be 0. Capital R, load resistor can be 0. So for maximum current, external resistance R must be 0. So I is equal to E over small r. This is 30 ampere. Now a battery of EMF 10 volt and internal resistance 3 ohm is connected to a resistor. If the current in the circuit is 0.5 ampere, what is the resistance of the resistor? What is the terminal voltage of the battery when circuit is closed? Given EMF of cell is 10 volt, internal resistance small r is 3 ohm and current is 0.5 ohm. What is the resistance of resistor? So the load resistor is capital R. Then total resistance of circuit is R plus R is equal to E over I. This is from I is equal to E over R plus R. So R plus R is equal to E over I. Then this external resistance R is equal to 20 minus small r, which is given 3 ohm. Now this is 17 ohm. So terminal voltage V is equal to IR. I into capital R. This is 8.5 volt. Now next example, example number 5. A secondary cell after long use has an EMF of 1.9 volt. One thing always remember, EMF of a cell is a characteristic property of that cell. It remains constant while the terminal potential of a cell increases with its use. So the EMF is 1.9 and the large internal resistance of 380 ohm, small r, is maximum current can be drawn from the cell. For maximum current, for I maximum, R plus R should be minimum, and R plus R should be minimum. Value of R plus R will be small r, because small r cannot be 0, but R, capital R, can be 0. So I maximum is equal to E over small r. This is 0.005 ampere. Now example number 6. A voltmeter of resistance 998 ohm is connected across a cell of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm. Find the PD across the voltmeter. We have to find V, potential difference, that across the terminal of the cell, and percentage error in the reading of voltmeter. So E and R be the EMF and internal resistance of the cell, and R be the resistance of this voltmeter. So current given by the cell, I is equal to E over R plus R, which is this. Now PD across the voltmeter, V is equal to IR. The same will be PD across the terminal of cell. The voltmeter employed to measure the EMF of cell will read 1.996, and the percentage error is E minus V over E. This is the maximum EMF, maximum PD. So it will be 0.2%. Now example number 7. If the galvanometer in the given circuit reads 0, galvanometer in this given circuit reads 0, it means there is no current flowing through the galvanometer. Find the value of R and V. 12 volt source is resistor free. This is an ideal source of electrical energy, no internal resistance. So the galvanometer G reads 0, no current is being drawn from the 2 volt cell. The current in the resistor R due to the 12 volt source is I is equal to 12 over 10K plus R. So PD across R is V is equal to IR, but this is equal to EMF of 2 volt cell. Thus we can equate this value PD is equal to EMF of that cell on calculating R is equal to 2 kilo ohm. A battery of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 0.1 ohm is being charged by current of 5 ampere. What will be the direction of current inside the battery? What is the potential difference between the terminal of battery? So the battery is being charged so that the current inside it will flow from positive to negative terminal. I have told you, when cell is in discharging situation, then we will use V is equal to E minus IR, and when it is in charging position, we will use V is equal to E plus IR, because the direction of current will be changed. Now R be the internal resistance of the battery, I is the charging current, then we will use simply V is equal to E plus IR. On putting the value of all parameter, we will get 2.5 volt. Now come to the example number 9. A storage battery of EMF 8 volt and internal resistance 0.5 ohm is being charged by 120 volt DC supply using a series resistor of 15.5 ohm. What is the terminal voltage of battery during charging? What is the purpose of having a series resistor in the charging circuit? So when a battery is being charged by 120 volt DC supply, the current in the battery is in opposite direction of the normal connection of the battery supplying current. So the PD across battery is given by V is equal to E plus IR, because battery is in charging position. So given E is equal to 8, small r is this, current in the circuit is given by 7 ampere. So V is equal to 8 plus 7 into 0.5, which is 11.5 volt. Now example number 10, you will do yourself. Now we will come on the combination of cell. We have seen that in series, if we combine some cell having same EMF and same internal resistance in series, then the current is given by I is equal to NE over NR plus R, and in parallel it is I is equal to NE over small r plus NR. In mixed grouping, I is this maximum current. For maximum current, we should apply a load resistor equal to NR over small m. So example number 11. 6 lead acid type secondary cell. We have 6 cell, each of EMF this and internal resistance this are joined in series to provide a supply of resistance of this. This is a load resistor, capital R. What is the current? So all the cells are combined in series, and the current given by the battery, given by the combination of cell which are in series by the formula I is equal to NE over capital R plus NR. On putting the value, we will get 1.4 ampere. So the terminal voltage we can calculate from V is equal to IR. So here R is 8.5, so we will get 11.9 volt. Now we have 3 cell, each of EMF 2 volt, internal resistance this connected in series to form a battery. The battery is then connected in parallel combination with 2 identical resistors, each of resistance 6 ohm. Find the current delivered by the battery. So the in series total EMF battery is given by 2 into 3, 6 volt, and the total internal resistance is 3 ohm. So the resultant of identical resistor, each of 6 ohm connected in parallel, is given by 1 over R is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. By calculating, we will get 3 ohm. So the effective resistance of circuit, total external plus internal, 3 plus 3, 6 ohm. So current in the circuit is I is equal to total EMF over total resistance, 6 by 6 is equal to 1. Now a battery of made up of 12 cells connected in series, each cell having EMF E and internal resistance small r. Some of the cells are connected with wrong polarity. The battery is connected to another source of 2E, internal resistance 2R, and ammeter in circuit read 3 ampere when the battery and the source aid each other, and 2 ampere when they oppose each other. How many cells in the battery are connected with wrong polarity? Suppose we have N cell in battery connected with the wrong polarity, then the total EMF is given by 12 minus N E minus NE, which is 12 minus 2N into E. The total resistance in the circuit is 12R plus 2R is equal to 14R. So when the battery and the source aid each other, the effective EMF in the circuit is this, and the current is given by 3 ampere. So the current is equal to 3. On calculating this, we will get N is equal to 1. It means one cell is connected with wrong polarity. Now example number 14, 15 and 16 you will do yourself. These are very easy questions. Although all of you are young ignited minds, so you can do it. Okay. Now we have example number 17. We have in this figure we have 2 cells facing opposite to each other, connected opposite to each other, and having some internal resistance, and there are 3 load resistors in the circuit. So in this question we have to find the current in each resistor, potential difference across each cell. So the 8 volt cell is applying the current I, while the 4 volt cell is taking the current. So the current in the circuit I is equal to total EMF over total resistance, which is 0.5 ampere. This is the current in 4.5 ohm resistor. Let the current in the 3 ohm be I1. Then the current in 6 ohm will be I minus I1 is equal to 0.5 minus I1. Since 3 ohm and 6 ohm are in parallel, then the PD across the same, that is I1 into 3 is equal to 0.5 minus I1 into 6. So after calculating, we will get I1 is equal to 1 by 3, and current in 3 ohm 1 by 3 ampere, current in 6 ohm 1 by 6 ampere. Now we have to find the terminal voltage across the plate of each cell. So for first cell, V1 is equal to E1 minus IR1, because this cell is giving the current in the circuit. And for the second cell, V2 is equal to E2 plus IR2, because this cell giving the, second cell is charged. So we will use V is equal to E plus I. Now here are some numerical related to Kirchhoff law. example number 19, 20 and so on. We have seen in previous video how to make equations in Kirchhoff law. So it is very easy for you, all of you, so you can do it. Okay. Now all the numerical section and the theoretical section of this chapter has finished. In next video we will start from chapter 7, moving charge and magnetic field. So I hope you have done all 2 units in your syllabus. As a unit first, which is electrostatic, and the unit second, current and electricity. I hope you have done well. Now we will start unit 3 from next video, magnetic effect of current and magnetism. So complete your homework and complete your daily classwork, which I have given in you online class, and all the work you must complete it in your notebook.